So the third deadly sin is anger. There's enough anger in this room to light up the, what do you call it here, the technical triangle, or what's it called? The research triangle. There's enough anger in this room to light up the research. Now, I'm saying it not to go after you. I can say it to any gathering of human beings that I know. A lot of us are beset with the deadly sin of anger. A lot of us are in the grip of anger. I know, you do too, family members that haven't spoken to their own family for 30 years or 40 years. I remember, this is heartbreaking still to me, this is many years ago. I was presiding at a funeral mass back home, and I knew there was tension in this family. The mother had died, and the kids were there, And we came to the handshake of peace and offer each other a sign of peace. I remember I came down to the family, and I heard this, a brother turned to his sister, and she said, "Peace be with you." And he said, "That's the last time I'm going to talk to you." Well, you know what I'm talking about. We all know these soap operas, right? Most of our families have these stories where anger has so taken hold of us. Just to clarify, I'm relying here on Thomas Aquinas. There is, of course, justifiable anger. We know about that. Jesus' anger in the temple, the anger of a Martin Luther King, the anger of the great battlers for social justice. So nothing wrong with that. Think of Dorothy Day, angry at the violence of our society, et cetera, et cetera. Nothing wrong with that, a sort of righteous indignation. In fact, that's a battle against sloth, which is good, to rouse some passion for righteousness. Nothing in the world wrong with that. What's anger in this bad sense, the sinful sense? Here's Thomas Aquinas. Anger is a passion for revenge that goes beyond the control of reason. That's a nice little pithy definition. Let me say it again. It's a passion for revenge that goes beyond the control of reason. So someone's hurt you. We all get hurt, We all get hurt. We're all treated unjustly, a lot. I've now got a desire for vengeance to get back, which goes beyond all reason. That's anger in the sense of a deadly sin. It can happen at the personal level, yes, indeed. It can happen at the geopolitical level. Don't we see it all the time? Think of nations that are holding grudges that last 1,000 years. They hurt us 1,000 years ago, and we're still angry about it. We're still seeking vengeance. Or these families that are riven by decades-long struggles. That's anger in this deadly sense. That's why in Dante's Purgatorio, you know how the angry are punished? Is smoke is sent to them. Smoke, and they breathe it in, and it gets in their eyes, and they're coughing. And see, that's what anger does, is it clouds our vision. It prevents us from speaking to each other. If you're in a fog of a cloud of smoke, you can't speak, you can't see, you can't communicate. You sputter. That's what happens now in our anger. It separates us. What's the antidote to anger? Forgiveness. Forgiveness, everybody. Fellow sinners. All right, fellow victims of the deadly sin of anger. We're all there. How central to the teaching of Jesus was forgiveness. And I think you see why. It's right at the heart of his great prayer. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those. Over and over again, Jesus offering a word of forgiveness. Over and over again, the gesture of forgiveness. Most powerfully, from the cross comes, from that cross. Think about it. It's not just a pious image. The dreadful, dreadful thing in the first century, that reality, that you were affixed to that instrument of torture, you were left to die over many hours in literally excruciating pain, right? Ex cruce, from the cross. From that place, he said, "Father, forgive them. They know not what they do." Think of now the risen Jesus returned to his disciples. What does he say to them? Those who had abandoned him, who had denied him, betrayed him, run from him at his moment of desperate need, he says, "Shalom" to them, peace. How central to our faith is this idea of forgiveness. What's forgiveness? Forgiveness is bearing another person's burden. Now, here's what I mean. Two people become separated for whatever reason. There's some alienation, some pain, separation. In justice, I do my part, you do your part, and we meet, right? We'd be reconciled. Let's say I do my part, but you keep running. I do my part, you keep running. Forgiveness is bearing that person's burden, going the extra mile that he won't go. They've never responded to my overtures. Yeah, I know. That's justice. You do this, he does that. Forgiveness is that love that goes beyond justice. They don't deserve my attention. I know they don't. But do it anyway. I've done my part. They've never responded in kind. Yeah, I know. But you do your part anyway. See, that's forgiveness. Here's a great story of forgiveness. It concerns an Amish couple. This is many years ago, maybe 25 years ago. An Amish couple with their teenage son. And they're in their horse-drawn carriage. They're going along the road, and behind them comes this car filled with teenage boys. And the kids are full of teenage energy and all this. And they're annoyed at the slow-moving carriage. So they honk their horn and all this. But then they rush around, dust flies, they get beyond the carriage, and one of the kids had a rock or a brick or something, and he wanted to throw it just at the horse. But he throws the rock or the brick back, and it hit the teenage boy and killed him. It's a true story. Killed him. How the parents respond? Gosh, you say, injustice. Get that kid. Make sure he goes to prison. Or hey, wouldn't we praise them if they said, look, we'll just forget about this. You know what they did? Those parents went to court and they testified on behalf of the young man, begging the judge not to condemn him. He was condemned, was sent to prison. And then, I love this part of the story. Every month after that, they visited the young man in prison. See, that's forgiveness, everybody. Those of us who struggle with the deadly sin of anger, that's forgiveness. Talk about going the extra mile, going the extra 10 miles, going the extra 100 miles, pursuing that kid who had killed their own son, pursuing him, yes, even to the ends of the world, to seek him out. That's forgiveness. That's forgiveness. Practical advice in the remaining weeks of Lent. I'll say it to myself, too, as I'm saying it to you, because I know exactly the person I should do this with. Take a concrete step, everyone in this room, toward healing a broken relationship. Now, you all know what I mean. Get in your mind's eye right now, there's a person that you have fallen out of right relationship with, someone that you hold a grudge against, someone you've been angry at maybe for decades. Maybe it's a family member. Often it is. Hold that person right now in your mind's eye. I got mine right now. And in the remaining days of Lent, do something concrete to heal that relationship. It might be a note. It might be a phone call. It might be an email. It might be a direct visit. I don't know. Leave it up to you. But do something to pursue that relationship. Hey, she's never responded to me. Yeah, I know. That's what forgiveness is bearing her burden, see. Do something. Here's a second bit of real practical advice. It's from all the spiritual masters too. When you're offended by someone, you're hurt by someone, forgive them quickly. See, the grudges, you remember the line from the scripture, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Don't give the devil a chance to work on you. Isn't it true, everybody? Is that when we're offended, we're hurt, and then we let it simmer, and we let it fester, and then it gets worse, and it gets infected. And before we know it, we're in utter alienation. Forgive quickly. Here's another practical thing, and I know this is hard. I know it's hard for me. Please refrain from gossip and talking about people behind their back. I know it's impossible, isn't it? It's like, what do you mean refrain from gossip? Are you kidding? But I know, I feel the same way. It's extremely difficult. See, talking behind people's backs, that's our favorite indoor pastime, right? Because, boy, did he hurt me. Am I going to go to him in a constructive way and seek reconciliation? No. It's much more fun and much easier to talk about him behind his back. Don't do that. Here's the advice I got many years ago from a priest, mentor of mine. He said, here's the rule, the airtight rule. Criticize somebody precisely in the measure that you are willing to help him or her deal with the problem that you're raising. You see the point there of that thing is if you're 100% willing to commit yourself to helping the person deal with the problem you're raising, off you go. Critique till the cows come home, right? If you're totally unwilling to take even one little step to help the person deal with the problem, then keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. If you're kind of maybe a little bit of commitment to it, maybe a little bit of critique. That has never left my mind, that little piece of advice. When I feel the urge to criticize someone, all right, Barron, are you willing to commit yourself to helping him deal with this problem? If not, keep your mouth shut. Yeah, Father, forgive them. That's my last thing in my notes here, and with the Lord on the cross behind me. I mean, that's the great model here. Keep that in your mind's eye.